Good evening, everybody. We are joined by head coach Gary Smith. Coach, your thoughts on tonight's win? Can you go around and close that?
Good win, much needed win. Very good start to the game. Very good start to the second half. And quite frankly, from where I was sitting, we should have put the game to bed a lot earlier than we did. But nevertheless, a very good performance and one we much needed.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to open the floor for questions. We'll kick it off with Ben Wright.
Yeah, Gary, obviously wanted to ask about Sam's performance, getting a hat trick, but it also seemed notable that all 3 goals came with his feet, and you were able to maybe create some better chances for him in the past. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, I mean, as we look at the stats, there was an awful lot of service. I was actually quite surprised, given the way that the teams matched up, that we were able to find as much space and opportunity as we did. But a lot of credit to the guys and the way that they worked and how hard they worked to find that space. I mean, his third goal did ever so well. I think it was the header that he worked back across the goal, and there were 2 other opportunities it looked like from where I was that maybe could have or should have been finished, and he kept himself alert. But absolutely delighted for him. I think Chris was telling me on the way in, he's the only player other than Hanny to have got a hat-trick here, so nice time to achieve it, and hopefully that gets him back on the straight and narrow again.
Yeah, Gary, in the past we've talked about this team's confidence issues and trying to find that, I guess, identity. That didn't seem to be a problem here tonight. What can you say on that? Did you kind of give a message to the team before the game, or what just happened?
No, I honestly, I don't think you've seen anything that much different. There were a couple of areas and an individual in particular. I thought Walker was imperious in the back line. The other guys came out of their shell, looked a little bit more dominant and decisive in the way that they played. That's the type of guy he is. He offers that sort of support to them. I think it was the third goal straight after half time where he steps in, wins a ball, quite frankly where he shouldn't, but reads it so well and starts the attack. In fact, I was screaming from the line for him not to join in, as he did, and it obviously ended up in the back of the net and giving us a very, very good start to the second half. But his goal, his performance, that was, I thought, a very big focal point in the way that we started and then moved on. The guys, I think, once they got themselves in front, looked in that first half. I mean, the chances that were missed and went begging were a little bit disturbing on the line. I thought we might pay the price for that, given the way that things have gone in the past. But the start to the second half made a hell of a difference. So the first 15 minutes in both halves of the game, I thought were vitally important and gave us a great foundation.
Gary, you talked about a much-needed victory. You haven't been here very much with Nashville. We're poor form early in the season. How big was this, do you think, for not letting things get too far the other direction?
Well, I think there were a couple of questions on Thursday in the media meeting about, how much pressure do you feel? I think it was Ben that asked me the question, because he always asks me the difficult ones. Of course it's important. Truly, it's nice to sit here, of course, and be on the back of a 4-goal victory. But I do think more importantly than that, there have been some good performances. Let me correct that. There have been some decent performances. We've got ourselves in good positions, and we've just not been able to hang on to that, to show the sort of, I would say, backbone that we've seen before from the group. So today, to extend the lead, to put ourselves in a better position, and to win the game was very, very important for some confidence. But make no mistake, it's the first step in a long journey for us to get back to some rhythm, some success, put ourselves back in a position where there's some belief here again, that we can get results. We've seen that we can score goals here, but I think that belief that we can win games again, this is the first step on that road.
Hey Gary, I think a lot of the talk today will be about the three DPs, which they had an incredible game, 6-goal contribution between them. But I want to ask about the midfield. I think today it looked a lot better. I don't know if you agree with that assessment in terms of the midfield three. And especially I want to ask about your thought about Drew Yearwood and his game tonight.
Well, I think you're right. I mean, for the first 45 minutes, in many ways, it replicated a lot of what I saw last week. Last week, we were unable to maintain that, though. And the big difference this week was that those guys went out with the same sort of vigour and energy and passion that they did in that first 15 to 25 minutes in the first half. Annabelle's display, I thought, was a very professional, experienced and controlling area of the field for us. Much needed in possession. You know, he's one of those guys when he's at his best, and I think he's been playing very, very well, that he can buy himself and the team time. He controls the pace of the game. As far as Drew's concerned, I thought his first half display was up there with some of his best. There's no doubt in my mind, I've said it before, that he has a wealth of talent. He has so many dimensions to his game. He's industrious. He has a turn of pace. He's very technically gifted. The one thing I would like to see as we move down this line, and I don't want to jump too far too early, because there's a lot that we've needed to work on and, of course, get back on track with. But I'd love to see him get into those advanced areas and maybe be one of those guys sniffing in and around the edge of the penalty area for anything that drops down or in goal-scoring positions, because I know he's capable of that too. So very pleased, and it was a really industrious performance from all three of those guys.
Gary, from outside looking in, of course, you could, well, first of all, the fans really enjoyed the victory and the 4 goals, and that you were fair witness to it. But my question goes like this: it seems like for you, it might not be as different in terms of how the performance was tonight and against perhaps San Jose, with the big difference of four goals scored. How much difference do you feel the team was that performance for tonight?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the creation tonight was far in excess of the San Jose game, that is for sure. But the things that are vitally important to the group are timing of goals, to get ourselves into a good lead in the first period. And then, quite honestly, as I've said in this before, you know, we should have extended that. I think we should have really put the game to bed in the first half of the game. There were some really good opportunities that we squandered. And then there's always that guessing game of how you're going to start. We've not started well in the last couple of games at home. So there was that fear that maybe they would come out of the blocks a little bit quicker. So the third goal was a very, very important one for us. I think it gave a lot of those guys in the back line who might have had some anxious moments or some nerves going out, you know, we need to reinforce this. I think it gave everyone a real boost. I obviously knew, and a lot of the guys would have probably felt, that Walker wasn't going to play the game. I knew that hour mark was going to be an important mark. So therefore, to be 3 goals to the good at that point was pretty important. In fact, I think they just scored just before he came off the field. So there were some important junctures in the game. To get the 4th and to give us that buffer, you know, 3-1's given where we're at. You know, the next goal's very, very important at 3-1. A goal for them, and suddenly, you know, the alarm bells are ringing. But the goal for us, I thought, just about got us over the line, knowing that there would have been a few little anxious feelings out there.
Yeah, Gary, you know, you've talked a lot, obviously, about, you know, needing and wanting to build confidence, you know, over the last few weeks. I guess, you know, now after a win by 3 goals, does that start to swing in the other direction to even, you know, some small degree, you know, where you have to make sure the team, you know, doesn't get overconfident from performance like this?
I don't think so at all. This is, like I said, this is a one step forward. You know, we've had 3 or 4 backwards in the last couple of weeks. This is a step in the right direction. It's got to be reinforced. I think the guys will enjoy tomorrow. They haven't been able to for a little while, so I think everyone will enjoy that. But we have a tough game next week, the most important factor for us now is not just to reinforce this, but to get on an unbeaten run. We come back here again, obviously in 2 weeks, and we've got 2 big games. So one game at a time, but it's a nice feeling. But I don't think anyone's going to get too excited about where we are at this point.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Will join us next.
Right, guys. All good, thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. Hola? Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We are now joined by Sam Surridge, who scored the first hat trick with Nashville SC. Tell us about the performance.
Oh, me? What was it? Sorry, what did you say? Did you say something about the performance? Okay.
Tell us about the performance.
Yeah, no, it was a brilliant performance, I thought, from everyone. Yeah, it's a hard one because obviously we've had some good first halves and we've carried it on. Today, I think getting that third goal was important, but yeah, I think we were solid at the back tonight. I think everyone could see that. I think playing out, we were good. It's just a bit more composure, maybe not going as forward too quick. Yeah, I think all around everyone was brilliant, especially first half. But yeah, it's, like you said, I think a couple of goals maybe. It's we've got to look at them, but again, it's one of them. But I think overall, yeah, good performance. 2 goals, I think we can look at, but yeah, no, it's good.
It definitely seems like that confidence factor's back. This team's rolling, at least tonight. What are the key things that this team will take going into the rest of the season?
I think just showing that we can shut out the games. I think, like I said, I think we've touched on it a few times when we've been going ahead and then we end up either drawing the game or losing the game. I think having that confidence that we can now shut out games, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously the sky's the limit for us, I think. If you look at the points what we could have got from the wins and the draws and the losses, where we probably should have gone on and done a lot better, but we didn't. Maybe we just got to carry on that confidence now and for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Sam, when you're getting in good positions on the field, but maybe your shot hits the post, you get saved, or you just don't get a clean touch or something. How do you guys stay confident? I guess focus on. Is it easy or is it hard to stay focused and remind yourself that you're of the opportunities you're getting? You're getting good positions.
I think it's a difficult one because sometimes you don't know when your next chance is coming. I think tonight, obviously, we had a few chances again, which is good at home. And like I said, if we just keep doing that at home, we're going to be all right. I think we're going to do really well. But yeah, it's the hard ones knowing that when you don't know when your next chance is coming, and when you're in a team that's lacking confidence, it's difficult for everyone, not just forwards. So, but yeah, I think like in training, everyone's just kept doing what they're doing. Hard working group of lads, and I think we just got to stick to it and just keep going and just building our confidence now.
Sam, I don't know how much you're into kind of expected goals and all that stuff. I know heading into this match, I think you were 4th among MLS strikers in non-penalty XG. Do you feel like you've been getting quality chances so far and just needed to find that finishing touch? And if so, do you feel kind of like today was maybe a little bit of a weight off your shoulders? Yeah,
it's a hard one because like I pride myself on scoring goals, and when I get chances, I like to think I can finish them. So it's difficult. Obviously, I had that chance last week. I can't remember who it was against, but the header, I felt like I should have scored that. But yeah, there's a couple of chances. I feel like they've been, I don't know, difficult ones. Miami, I don't know, I had one that got flashed across the goal. Other than that, it's been hard to tell like where I've had clean cut chances. I think it's difficult. I feel like when I do get them clean cut once, I'm clinical. Obviously, last week it was hard. I didn't take my chance, but yeah, I'm a confident lad, and I think as long as I keep getting them, I think I'll score. So it's definitely one of them. I don't look at it too much because you just can't as a striker. I think you just got to be confident in yourself and just keep doing what you're doing in training. And yeah, nothing's changed for me. I think I've just kept working hard, and it's obviously tonight it's worked. Other nights it might not, but hopefully I've just got to keep doing what I'm doing tonight, and yeah, hopefully I can keep scoring.
Sam, Gary just told us that he thought that he felt that the game should have been put away earlier, even in the first half.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt inside? And the next question would be, were you even hungrier for the 4th goal at the end? It looked like you were, if you give it to me, I'll put it on.
Yeah, I think for your second question, I think for me, I think I just got to keep when I get those chances, I've got to keep going for it. I think after the third one, I felt like I just got to keep scoring, because sometimes you don't know when your next chance is going to come. It's hard as a forward. I think you've just got to keep, when you've got momentum, try and take that. And yeah, I was looking for the fourth, and even before, when I get my first, I look for the second. I just want to keep scoring. But yeah, I think the first half, it was we had chances. Like I said, in recent performances at home, we've been good first half, but it's just about carrying that out. And I think, especially at the back, it gave us confidence. I think, knowing that maybe if we didn't get the second goal or the third goal, we were solid tonight. And as a team, as a unit, as a back 3-5, whatever you want to call it. But I felt like, Walker back in, he definitely helped the team. I think everyone can see that on the ball. He's helps, and not just defensively, but on the ball, just playing out. So I think maybe we should have closed it off earlier. But obviously, 4 goals at home, you can't ask for much more. But yeah.
Sam, a lot of questions on the pitch. Obviously, you scored a hat-trick, so that makes sense. But I just want to ask off the pitch, how settled are you into Nashville so far, and are you enjoying living in Nashville? How is that going for you?
Yeah, it's I love it. I think I've only probably in total, I don't know how many months I've been. I went back to England, I think, in November through to January. So I think the start of this season is where I proper started living here. I was in a hotel for a lot last year, which wasn't nice. And my partner and my dog have been here since the start of the season now. So I'm probably a lot more settled this season. And do you know what I mean? All the people have been really nice. Everyone's lovely. So I couldn't ask for a lot more from everyone. And long may it continue. So.
Nick, with the final question.
Your first goal, your first goal, you had a subtle celebration. You put up the number 7 with your fingers. Can you give a little context to that, please?
Just I don't want to say too much, but my girlfriend's little brother, he's it's a secret at the moment, but he wanted me to do it, so yeah. Sorry.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
You want to give me the mic again? Oh, fantastic. Welcome back, everybody. We are now joined by Walker Zimmerman. Walker, you returned to the starting 11 and scored a goal. Tell us about the performance.
Yeah, it was obviously pretty refreshing for all of us to get back on the win column and to do it in a way that we all felt like was a much stronger performance than what we've seen as of late. I think there were moments in the past 2 matches where I saw trends of us kind of playing a little bit better and probably deserving a little bit more, and just seemed to be going on the right track. So to have a game like tonight where we were able to get a lot of goals on the score sheet, still pretty upset about the goal we allowed. That's on me. So I think it could have been even better, but it felt good to get back out there, to get a run with the guys. And again, just the feeling in the locker room afterwards, you miss that when it feels like it's been a while. So I think it was a much needed win for all of us.
Kind of expanding on that, you haven't had too many situations since you've been in Nashville where there's been poor form for an extended period, a couple of months. And what's the urgency around the team been like to try to get this fixed before it gets too far the other direction?
Yeah, I think there's obviously urgency to get a win. We felt like not only were we not winning games, we didn't feel like we were performing well, and those are 2 very different things. You can play really well and not win, and you don't feel as bad because you feel like there are positives to take away. But the way that we were conceding goals, the way that we were losing, just the energy and like swagger that we had on the field was just not there. And again, that's why I think tonight was so important, that not only did we win, but we did it in a way that I felt was, taking us back to who we are, and that aggressive mentality, the passion, the communication, the ability that we're going to fight for each other. You just felt it out there. And it's exciting for us, and hopefully it's the stepping stone to more wins in the future.
I know that Surridge got the team's first goal, but yours seemed to really spark the scoring. What can you say on that?
Yeah, I think one of the things we've talked about lately is how we've given up leads this year, and how if we get the first goal or even the second goal, we're letting teams back in the game. And so it was so important that if we get the lead, we can't start to sit back and start to concede possession. And it's all about, hey, let's get the second goal and have that be our mentality rather than protecting a lead. And so, yeah, there's a lot of emotion behind that just because that's something that we've been focused on is not dropping back and sitting in once we have the lead, but being aggressive to try and find more goals.
Yeah, Walker, on that third goal, obviously you win the ball in midfield and then make a run pretty high up. Gary said he was on the sideline kind of yelling at you to stay back. It seems like you've always enjoyed getting forward. Can you just kind of tell me what you saw on that and kind of how you think maybe your ability to kind of step up into midfield and win those balls can help?
Yeah, I think for me, people might be like, oh, there's a center defender running up the field. But in that moment, as I have momentum, I know that, this is soccer. You interchange all the time. And noticing that I was stepping out past the midfielder, I know that they can cover for me. There was space in front of me. And then when the ball was played to Hani, I was thinking about dropping back because I was like, I don't know if he's going to get that. And he was able to control it. And that's where, that desire to always be a number 9 just kicks in, and started to make a run near post and saw Sam coming hard and just said, all right, I'm going to drift back to the back post in case Hani clips at the back post, make some room for Sam in case Hani crosses it there. And sure enough, he did, and we scored. And so it's funny that Gary said that now because I can hold that over his head a little bit.
Walker, obviously your goal header, it was a weird kind of came off the back of your head. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't. You probably didn't plan that, but were you trying to avoid the defender in the box? Like, can you take me through that if you don't mind?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look through it. To be honest, I felt pretty in control the whole way. I got up early over the guy in the zone, and I think I felt like it was going to be a little bit more difficult to time it and get it down if I tried to keep going forward. And so I think my body was just kind of still spinning, but I kind of felt like I had a good gauge on where the ball was and where I was and where the keeper was. So I know it probably looked more weird than it was, but I felt very in control where the ball was, and I guess that's what the bun's for.
All right, thank you, everybody. That was all.
Yeah, thanks.